all yours.
Awesome. I want to hear some cheers. Go ahead and unmute yourself and cheer for a second. Clap, give a hoot and a holler.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. There we go. That's awesome. All right, I want to start off by teaching you guys the most important thing that I can teach you, okay? And that is this. Get ready. Mind mastery equals life mastery. I'll say it again. Mind mastery equals life mastery. Now, it took me a while to learn this. And I remember the last time I ever stepped foot at BYU. It was a packed house. You know, we get about 5,000 to 6,000 people at the Smith Fieldhouse at BYU on any given night. So it's electrifying. The crowd's filing in. They're getting excited. I'm stoked. This is my last game at BYU, and I'm warming up. I'm just jumping and, you know, with my 40-inch vertical, 41.5-inch vertical, by the way, and just bouncing balls into the stands. Just creaming balls, just psyched. I'm ready to go. And then the whistle blows. It's time for the match to get started. And so I walk over and take my spot at the end of the bench. That's right. I rode the bench. And at that time, I was in my head. I was totally in my head. I'd be sitting there on the end of the bench. So this is my last match of my senior year. And the coach didn't start me. I'm like, okay, come on, coach. What's wrong with coach, right? Start talking negative about the coach, you know, right? First thing you do is blame others. And then, you know, the first match goes by because we're always ranked in the top 10. So we're just creaming this team. And then we go to set 2. We win set 2. I still didn't get to play. Now we're in set 3, and he still didn't start me. So every single point, and you girls know, and guys that are on this call, you guys know what it's like when you're on the bench and you want to go in, and you're like, every point, you're like looking up at the scoreboard, and then you look over at your coach, and you're like, put me in, coach, put me in, right? You're like, why? Like, oh, like, what's wrong with coach? Well, what's wrong with me? Like, I don't suck that bad. Man, I suck. You know, every point that goes by, you're like, man, I must really suck. Like, this is the worst. You know, I just have no hope. I'm never going to get to play. You know, things aren't going my way. And you just have this negative dialogue going on in your head. So if you felt that before, raise your hand if you felt that before, any of those feelings. I can see all your hands going up. Good. So you're all normal. You're all normal, right? And the thing is, I finally got to go in. The match got up to 26-22. So you can imagine, like, I'm biting my nails the whole time, and that internal dialogue is escalating and getting more negative. And then at 26-22, I look over at the coach, and he finally puts me in the match. I didn't get to touch the ball till game point. So, but what I want you to understand from that is that we all go through this. We all go through this. In fact, my journey at BYU started 3 years earlier. I did not feel worthy to be on that team. I tried out. I didn't really feel worthy to try out. I actually didn't make the team. And then I went to the assistant of the assistant of the assistant coach, the guy who doesn't get paid anything. And I gave him my number and said, hey man, if you ever need an extra guy, give me a call. A week later, he gave me a call. He said, nobody wants to play middle. Would you mind coming in and playing middle? So at 6'2", I came in and played middle against the great Russell Holmes, 6'8", who played for our Olympic team. And that's how I made the team. But I didn't feel worthy to be there. In fact, I was changing in the bathroom. And guys were like, what do you do? Did you just change in the bathroom? I was like, well, yeah. They're like, come on, man, somebody share a locker with this guy. So they started sharing their locker with me. I didn't even feel worthy to be in the locker room with these guys. And they started telling all the girls I was on the team. I didn't mind that. But trust me, I needed all the help I could get. And but these guys just continued to extend their hands to me, and I just, no matter what outcome happened, I didn't feel worthy. And they would go and they would every summer teach gold medal squared camps. You guys are familiar with those, it sounds like, with NEVBC. And I didn't even ask anybody what they were doing. I knew they were going to do that, but I didn't feel worthy to even consider coaching volleyball with these guys. So these are the things that were going on in my head, and I missed out on massive opportunities because of that. Massive opportunities. Because you know what happened? After I graduated, I finally decided, because I got to play, you know, I'm like over here, hey, I finally got to go in and play, like, hey, I am somebody. I'm actually a BYU volleyball player, because I actually got to play a point. So I'm like, oh, now I finally got the outcome that I wanted, the result that I wanted. How many of us feel our value, our worth? We judge our worth by the outcomes that happen in our lives. Raise your hands. Right? A test. You ace a test. I'm amazing. Woohoo. You fail a test. I'm so freaking stupid. What's wrong with me? Right? A boy doesn't like you that you like. I'm so ugly. I'm so stupid. Like, I'm not cool at all. Right? Or a guy, you know, these are the things that we go through. If we don't get the outcome that we want, we're over here, we're riding the bench, boom, 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 boom. We just start stacking that negative dialogue on top of ourselves, right? Just beating ourselves up. And it's not just you. I mentioned I played against Russell Holmes, right? Russell Holmes, one time I asked him if he wanted to just take some extra reps after practice. And he said, why, man? I suck, dude. You'll just hit over me every time. They did call me Jumpin' Josh, right? But he went on to be a bronze medalist in 2012 in London. I have seen the best athletes in the world struggle with this. So it's not just you, it's me. And it's the best players in the world. So that's the first concept that I want you to understand, is that you cannot tie your success to outcomes. A behavioral scientist named Joseph Grenny said this. He said, top performers focus on behaviors rather than outcomes. I'll say that again. Top performers focus on behaviors rather than outcomes. So what's the most fundamental behavior that we have? And you can unmute yourself for this. What's the most fundamental behavior that no matter what happens, nobody can take away from you?
Your attitude.
Attitude's a great one. Yep. Others?
Food.
Food.
Hunger.
Your hunger. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah. Other thoughts? Nobody can take this away from you, no matter what.
Work ethic.
Work ethic. I like that.
Desire to win.
Desire to win. That's great.
Feel free to use the chat, fellas and ladies.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, boom. Confidence. See them popping up. Effort. Those are all great things. Your values, your mindset. We're getting so close. You guys are like jumping around it, jumping around. These are all true. These are all true. Your humor. I like these. These are all true. Let's just narrow those down. All those are right there. We're going to narrow it down one step. That's all. Okay. It's your choice. So it's your power to choose your attitude. It's your power to choose to have hope. It's the power to choose your thoughts, right? It's this power to choose. Viktor Frankl, who's a Holocaust survivor, is credited with this quote that Dr. Stephen Covey, who wrote 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he found this to be the most fundamentally important thing that he studied, or concept that he studied in all his years, and all the books that he wrote and the programs that he made and everything. This was the most important, and it's this: between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space lies our freedom to choose how we respond. And I would say in this space lies our worth. That worth that I've been seeking my whole life, that worth that you have been seeking. Your worth is in the fact that you can choose. You have agency. You have the power to choose how you feel, how you think. Listen, this isn't going to stop when you stop playing volleyball or when you grow up. Ask John, ask Garrett, ask Kat, ask your parents. They look for the next paycheck, the next win at work, the next win here, the next win there, all to validate our worth. So this is fundamental for the rest of your life. This will guide you to realize that your worth lies in the power you have to choose. So how did I choose to respond when I got to play? I want you guys to go to my Instagram. It's VB Mindsetter is my Instagram handle. VB as in volleyball, Mindsetter. Okay? So VB Mindsetter. And then I want you to click on my profile and go to my highlights. And the first highlight you see, the first highlight group you see is presentation. Okay? So you see presentation right there. That's the one. I want you to click on that and just watch the first video. You can turn the sound up for yourself.
Woohoo! That's a bounce.
All right, how about that, guys, huh?
Boomtown.
That's what I'm
Let's
talking
go.
about.
Thump, Josh. That was an absolute thump.
Thanks, man.
That guy in the middle back is like, yo, what are you guys doing up there? Fuck.
Right? I bounced it, right? So that was match point of my senior year, right? I got my Rudy moment. And but here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing that I want you to learn out of this first portion that we do. This first quick segment here is that choice, I made the choice to respond, to believe in myself, to have courage, to go all in. And it takes no more effort for you to be this guy over here on the bench or gal over here on the bench complaining as it does to be the star on the court. It takes the same effort to have fear as it does to have faith. It takes the same effort. Same. So, what are you going to choose? Okay, awesome. That is the first piece, and I want you guys to get that. Do you guys see now how I tell that story? You see a little bit more how mind mastery equals life mastery. Okay, that's our first piece. Now we're gonna skip the usual activity I do here, just because it's maybe a little more complicated for us to do online. But now that I've given you guys this thought that no matter what happens in your life, no one can ever take away your power to choose, and it takes no more effort to choose great than it does to choose bad. So who here wants to choose great? Who wants to choose to believe in themselves every day? Who wants to choose to go after it? Perfect. See lots of hands. Yeah, me too. All right, awesome. So I want to give you guys, this isn't just like, oh, hey, a hoorah speech. I wanted to have you guys get to know me a little bit. And now I want to give you the tools that I give top players in the world. Would you guys like that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Darn right. No doubt.
So the first thing I want to teach you is the principle in rock. Okay, and usually as an activity, I have you do rock, paper, scissors for this, because boom, that helps you remember in rock. Okay, but integrity is your rock. Okay, and what does that mean? That means being integrity with the law, right? If you know what the rules are, you can play at a higher level. If you know not to, hit the ball into the antenna, right? You're not going to hit it out as much. If you understand where the lines on the court are, you're not going to hit it out as much. If you understand how far the net is away from you when you're passing, you're going to pass fewer balls. You're going to have fewer overpasses, right? So you understand principles, of the ball nose angles, right? As you learn in Gold Medal Squared, you're understanding that law, and then you can live in accordance with that law. So you are in integrity with that law, and it goes with everything in our lives, right? It's everywhere. And so I'm going to give you what we call triggers that will help you act with integrity in the law. Now, when we talk about triggers, usually they're used as a negative thing. You hear triggers used as someone was triggered into anger, or they were triggered into a relapse, and now for an alcoholic or something, and now they're drinking again. So we usually hear it as a negative thing in society, but really it's a neutral concept. Trigger simply means something that spurs action, right? It's something that that immediately sparks us into some sort of an action. It triggers us, okay? And so here we are going to use what we call beast triggers, okay? And the trigger that we use with in-rock is actually, it's the principle, it's also the name we give the animal. And the in-rock animal is the bald eagle. Does anybody know some details about the bald eagle? Anyone know anything about the bald eagle? They're bald. I love it. Eats fish. Got it? Cool. Chat's great. Keep using that chat. It's freaking cool. Yes. So they're massive. Yes. Illegal to kill. That's great, guys. Fast, hunter. It is a bird. Great vision. Okay, let's go into some of these. So they can be up to 6 to 7 feet wide with their wingspan. They're massive. I'm 6'3", so 6'2". I like 6'2.5". But so I usually say 6'2" because it sounds cooler that I jump as high as I do, right? So, but like, boom, you imagine that they're like me, right? Like that wingspan, and just massive animals. They're at the top of the food chain in their sphere. They're at the very top of the food chain. They have a vision that's 8 times humans. And they do not get caught up with other birds. Like if other birds start irritating them, boom, they've got a higher lung capacity, so they just soar above it all. How cool is that? Could you imagine yourself feeling empowered to just soar above, the problems you have in your life, the negative feelings you have, the negative thoughts you have about yourself? What if you could just soar above it all? Wouldn't that be amazing? Like I just got super goosebumps just saying that. Just because I think about the players I've worked with. And so I want to tell you a story about one of the players I worked with recently, Dustin Watton, who is a member of our USA men's volleyball team. And he started out this season, his pro season, playing in Poland, which is one of the top leagues for the men's side of volleyball around the world. And before he even left Long Beach to fly out to Poland, his agent called him up and said, hey, it turns out there's a new CEO of the club you're going to go play with, and he doesn't want you.
Oof.
He thinks we're spending way too much money on an American libero. And you got to realize Europeans kind of, they like to limit the number of Americans that come over, right? They don't like that being imposed on them. So you're already like, they don't like you because you're an American, right? And now, now he doesn't like you because he thinks you're too expensive. And so he is just like in limbo, not knowing what he has to do. And finally his agent talks some sense into the CEO, and they decide to honor his contract. It was a 2-year contract. So you can imagine, I mean, many of you probably, I would guess that some of your parents may have lost their jobs during all this COVID-19 stuff.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Or who knows what's going to happen? Some may still in the future. It's a scary thing when that happens. What happens to you? Man, it affects you. It affects your mind. But not if mind mastery is what you practice. If you understand that concept, that mind mastery equals life mastery, you can overcome this. And we did this with Dustin using in-rock. So he finally got to Poland after they decided to honor his 2-year contract. But now he's in this headspace, guys. And I know we've been there. Like, there's expectations. Like, right? Even my play, I got to go in. Now it's like, oh, now I got to perform. I've been over there, crying and moaning and this bad attitude over here on the bench. Now it's my time to get in. Now I got to put up or shut up. Right? Expectations start to weigh on us. Have any of you ever felt the pressure of the moment? Have any of you ever felt like you expected so much from yourself? And if you make a mistake, you're just so upset with yourself. You're beating yourself up. So, or you think the coach expects so much from you, or your teammates. These expectations just like weigh on you. Like, seriously, like literally, how can you soar if there's so much weight on your shoulders? You're not even going to get liftoff. You can't do it. So the first thing I did was just come and take that off of Dustin's shoulders. I said, no, in rock. How many hours have you spent in the gym? How many perfect passes have you made? How many people have supported you your whole life? And we're just lightening the burden with each realization that you come to. And as you lighten that burden and realize you can trust in yourself, you don't have to worry about what others think. You have that power to choose. You're going to choose mind mastery. And when you do that, it just lifts it off, and you just start to feel like that bald eagle, like you are at the top of the food chain. You don't have to worry about what other people think. You trust yourself. You trust your effort. You trust your hope. You trust all those things that all of you guys mentioned. And you can lean in more fully to those. Within the first couple weeks of the season, Dustin was picked as one of the top 10 players in the league. After sucking the first couple weeks before the season even started. Because he had all these expectations going on. He was playing horrible. So if you guys want to rise above it all, you guys need to practice this law of in rock, being in absolute integrity. And that means trusting yourself, trusting all the things that you've done and all the work you've put in, and just soar above it all. Do you guys see now how this stuff works? How mind mastery equals life mastery? Am I nailing that concept in? Awesome. Cool. So let's see if we can do an activity here on this. If you want to write this down or type it on your computer, however you want to do this, I want you guys to think about the most amazing player, the most amazing volleyball player that you love, you respect. It could be Karch Karai. It could be April Ross. Whoever it is. Think of it. It could be someone within your own club that's, a 17, 18-year-old that you just love, right? Could be a USA player like Dustin, Annie Drews. Oh, man, she's a beast. I love Annie Drews. Yep. John Mercado. Look at that.
Yes.
Hey, heads up, guys. I'm pretty. Don't say anything. We can't repeat this. Kat Daly, what's up, Kat? Yes, just a heads, guys. I'm so like Kelsey Robinson has responded to me. I've just got to get her engaged in this. I'm hoping that I'm going to start working with Kelsey. Really hopeful. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. But I'm really hopeful that she and I will get to work together. Dustin is good friends with her, and he's introducing me. So hopefully that happens. But okay, awesome. We've thought about that person. Now I want you to write down, I admire, and you're going to write the things that you admire about him. It could be attitude. It could be their powerful swing. It could be the way they go angle. It could be the way they hold their position on the pass. It could be that they keep that just perfect space on their platform away from their body, right? That's what, as a passer, you want your arms away from your body so you can give a little bit, right? And it gives more accuracy. So, or their footwork, or I want you to write up to no more than 3 of these attributes that you admire about this person. You could throw it over there in the chat when you're done. Just hit done, done, done. Oh, yes. Taylor Sander on the pipe. Oh, man. Yep, I've played against Taylor. So. Awesome. Yeah, so just write done in the notes. That's cool. You can write some of the things that if you want, but I just want to know when you're done so I get a feeling of how far along we are here. Okay, so I want to get someone. Let's see if we can do this. Can we have someone who said that they were done? Let's go, Carolyn Ellis, Sophie Jones. I want both of you one by one, Carolyn Ellis and Sophie Jones. Just unmute yourself and tell us some of the ones that you wrote down, who it is and what you wrote down.
Am I unmuted?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so I just said like like all my club coaches, because they like made their passion their life, and like a lot of people kind of like give up their passion like when they're older, like after college, but they decided to like work for it so they could like enjoy it like the rest of their life.
Oh my goodness. You have no clue. I also do, I've been a headhunter my entire career, and which means I hire IT people and salespeople for IT companies. And with that, I started doing career coaching. You guys have no clue how many people abandon their passions. I would say 95% of people abandon their passions and try to take some practical route once they graduate from college. That was awesome. I love that. Okay, who was the other person I called on? Did you remember?
Yeah, it was me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I wrote down Lauren Carlini. She has a good mindset, and she's like connected with her players because she's like a setter, and
Yes.
she just had a drive to be on like I think she's on the American team, and she got there. So
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. All right. So now here's what I want you guys to do. Now I want you to write down, I am powerful when and I want you to write down those same things, those same 3 things you wrote for that player that you admire. I am powerful when I follow my passions. I am powerful when I go for the national team, even when it feels like I have no chance making it. I'm powerful when I can turn down the line like nobody's business. I'm powerful when I'm confident all the time. I'm powerful when and we're going to use these later. Awesome. Awesome. Powerful stuff here. Okay, that's that activity. Now on to the next section here. We're going to talk about a concept called Respa. Okay, so the first principle was in rock. The second principle here is Respa. And Respa stands for relax, evaluate, strategize, patience, act. Respa. Okay, relax. Evaluate the situation, strategize, have patience, take action. And if you notice, Respa kind of sounds like respiration, Respa. Okay? And this is the power of the breath. Those of you that love Kelsey Robinson, I know she's talked about this a lot, but the power of your breath is so important. Did you know that your breathing, when you slow your breath down, your oxygen allows, that increase of oxygen allows more, allows more oxygen flow to your tissues like your muscles, and it speeds up response time. So taking time to slow down actually can speed you up. Taking that deep breath speeds up your response time. They also, neuroscientists have seen it increase and quicken certain areas of your brain that are linked to greater awareness. So you become faster in your response, you become more aware, and it triggers your parasympathetic system, which is what sends endorphins to your body and calms you down. It's your body's natural system for fighting fear, anxiety, pain. How would you like to tap in, to learn how to tap in greater to your body's natural system for getting rid of fear, anger, pain, things that limit you and hold you back? That's what this one's about. That's what Respa is about. And in fact, oh, I just mentioned that about the awareness. I was like, oh yeah, okay. So I was gonna mention that that study. So we're actually more aware. Like this is huge for us in how we're able to respond and cope with different things. And the animal we use to represent this principle is the crocodile. Oh man, the crocodile is the beast of beasts. Now, the crocodile has been around for millions of years. They were on the earth when the dinosaurs were on the earth. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any dinosaurs lately. And your parents don't count, okay? But I haven't seen any dinosaurs lately. I think if you're over 40, you're a dinosaur, which I just turned 40 this year, so I think I'm a dinosaur. We want to be the crocodile because the crocodile adapted over time. They didn't die out like the dinosaurs. And you guys don't want to either. You don't want to become dinosaurs. You don't want to fall behind in volleyball. You don't want to fall behind in life. We want to be crocodiles. We want to be able to adapt. Did you guys know that the crocodile can lower its heart rate to 2 to 3 beats per minute? So while the world's crashing around it, the crocodile just calms down and evaluates the situation. In fact, a crocodile can live off of a dead carcass for up to a year. Like because they conserve energy. So slowing down speeds you up. Slowing down also conserves your energy. Taking these breaths, these deep, controlled breaths. In fact, studies have found that those who have learned how to control their breath versus those who don't take any time to think about what their breath is, like just go out and play, they perform at higher levels. So the breath is everything, and we link it to the crocodile. Think about it, guys. If you're in a match, and you're playing, or you're on the bench and you don't get to play, are you that person over there, with that negative mind space, saying negative things to yourself, beating yourself up, fearing, anxiety during the match, worrying whether or not you're going to get blocked, worrying whether or not you're going to make the perfect pass? You're over there like, oh no, like, what? Do you think that's the crocodile? You think the crocodile like misses a meal and then goes over in a corner and starts crying? Is that ridiculous or what, right? Crocodiles aren't like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm not even gonna be able to get this next animal. I won't ever eat, ever. I'm never gonna eat. Life sucks. Does that sound like a crocodile to you? No, freaking crocodile takes a Respa breath and then makes another kill. It doesn't have fear. It doesn't have worry. So when you start to embody this, you're going to get rid of that fear. You're going to get rid of that worry. You're going to be the crocodile. You're going to see that opportunity because you take your deep breath, you evaluate the situation, and then you act. Be the crocodile. I actually have a special guest on here for us. Josh, are you on here? Can you unmute yourself? Unless he texted me and said, Josh, I couldn't get on.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, we got you. Josh Eisenberg, everyone. Let's give a hand for Josh. Unmute yourself for a second.
Oh, no. Hey, everybody.
He wants to hear it. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, Josh is one of my favorite players to work with because he just embodies what it means to be the crocodile. He embodies Respa. And so, Josh, I just want...
One second. I
Think you
missed.
muted.
Yeah, hold on. Josh, you muted yourself.
Come on, buddy. There we go.
Hold on.
Got it.
All right.
What did
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
missed
So,
every-
okay. Rewind that. I had muted myself. So, hey, Josh is literally a crocodile. I'm pretty sure he's got little stubby arms, and no, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding, man. So,
Well, it's not.
no, Josh is a beast, and he's one of my favorite players to work with because he just goes all in on this. And Josh, tell us where have you been playing this year?
I just finished up my season in Finland. It was my second pro year, and it got cut short, due to
because of this whole thing.
circumstances.
Cool. And I remember when we first started working together, just thinking about our goals for what you wanted to do this year. Can you just tell everyone here how Respa, how you integrated it and how it helped you compete this season?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, I've always been a very high-strung player. I've always been very go, go, go. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, right? You make one play and you're just itching to make another one. And as I continue through my pro career, the ball speed is increasing. The people I'm playing against are getting better. They're bigger. They're really big people out there in the world. And for me, I needed to find a way to take that time in between plays that doesn't change, right? From club through pro to the national team, you still have that time in between. I needed to maximize that time. And for me, being able to kind of step back and evaluate and give myself a moment in between a ball coming at me, 85, 90 miles an hour from 10 feet away, that allowed me to reset and worry about the next play, right? I play libero. If you know me, I am like a crocodile. I have short legs and short arms, and I'm very low to the ground. So, sorry, my dog is being annoying. And for me, it was super important to be able to reset my mind, reset my breath, and reset my body in between those plays. Because at every level, we're going to make a mistake, right? No matter how amazing the player is, there is always going to be a mistake made on some point in the game. We can either, dwell on it and just think about that play for the rest of the match and probably make a lot more bad plays. Or we can do what I kind of started to work with Josh with, is just to take a step back, maybe step away from the game just a bit, take that deep breath, reset my mind, evaluate the situation, and just move on. And for me, that's been such a huge help because I've been able to take each play by itself rather than that one play is the thing that ruined the entire game, right?
Yeah. Awesome. And it's been fun to work with you, man, because I have seen this, and I'm sure you've noticed it as well. Why don't you tell the team what you achieved this year, what you achieved this season? Because Garrett just shared it with me. I didn't even hear about it.
Oh, yeah. So this year, every league is different, but there's always some sort of voting per month and at the end of the year of how everybody shapes out to be. And I remember talking with Josh when I first got on with him. I said one of my big goals was to be the top libero in Finland. And I was doing okay in the very beginning, and then Josh started to work together. I started to really just kind of move through. There's rankings for each player. And January came along. I was voted the top libero in the league. I moved into being like the number one overall libero from January on. And then they just released rankings, I guess, yesterday or 2 days ago about the top 6 players were the top starting lineup in Finland, and I was the libero. So for me,
yeah, baby,
that was very nice. It was very nice.
Yeah, and I get emotional. Like, I care, man. Like, this is this is Josh's livelihood. It's also, his confidence. It's the things that go on between his ears, right? It's this mind mastery, and I'm just so passionate about helping people just to not just master volleyball, but to master life. And so I also hear that there's a great possibility that Josh may be on the coaching staff, right?
Yeah. As long as we have some summer.
So cool, man. Thanks, Josh. I really appreciate you joining us for a few minutes and just sharing your experience and your accomplishments and showing these girls and guys what's possible.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for having me on. Good luck. Hello to everybody that I do know or don't know, and hopefully I could see you guys in the summertime. Josh really has been a game changer for me so far in my career, and I'm going to be working with him for as long as I'm playing volleyball. And because I'm short, that's going to be a long time. So,
Yep.
All right.
Bye, thanks,
guys.
Josh.
See ya.
ya. How awesome is that, guys? How awesome is it not to just hear me talk about this stuff, but to literally hear from a player who accomplished the goals he set out to accomplish because of the tools that we worked on together. That can be you. That can be every one of you, whether that's to get a scholarship or whether that is to just have more fun while you're playing. How about that, right? How about that? Awesome. Okay, we're going to go into the very last piece here. And this is huge. This is everything that we're going to be working on. Right now, you guys are sitting at home. You're doing all, I see your Instagram post, right? Doing all your funny stuff and, you know, trying to get in reps with your siblings and your parents and all these funny things. I shared with you earlier that Joseph Grenny quote, that behavioral scientists quote, that the top performers focus on behaviors rather than outcomes, right? So I'm going to give you a specific behavior that can help you to perform at a high level and be that top performer. I've given you a couple principles, and during our weeks together here, we're going to go over these animals more in depth so that as you do it, you can embody these principles, okay? And you understand them more, and you feel like you can be the eagle and soar above it all. You feel like you can be the crocodile and just get in there and not worry about the last play and just you know, make your kill. And the biggest way we do that is through what we call the game ready. The game ready is a pre-game visualization technique. And again, it's produced 4 Major League Baseball MVPs. And I'm talking like we took them from the minor leagues to the pros. Okay? So this isn't any just one-hit wonder. This stuff works. And I want you to think about our minds. I want you to think about vision. We're talking about visualization. Did you guys know that our brains process 11 million bits of information per second? Per second. 10 million of those bits that we process a second come through our sight. So sight is so important. Vision is so important. I want to teach you this. So Australian psychologist Alan Richardson did this study on free throw shooting. Okay, he took 3 groups. He took a group and said, okay, I want you guys, we're going to test you on day 1. We're going to test you again on day 20. But in between, I want you guys to hit the gym hard, take reps, shoot the ball, get your free throw reps in. Practice every day. The second group, he said, you know what? We're going to test you on the first day. We're going to test you on the 20th day. I want you to do anything. Just go about your life. No basketball, nothing. Just go do your thing. And then the third group, he said, okay, we're going to test you on the first day. We're going to test you on the 20th day. And then in between, I just want you to sit at home and envision yourself. Visualize yourself hitting free throw shots. So what happened? Well, I'm not so worried about this group in the middle. You can imagine they didn't do very well. So let's talk about the first group and the third group. The first group increased their shooting percentage by 24%. That's good, right? Practice makes perfect, or at least it makes 24% better in this case. The amazing thing was this other group, that third group, just from visualization, they increased their shooting percentage by 23%. Almost exactly the same as those who were physically in the gym every day. How many of you right now would like to learn how to use visualization so that you can increase your hitting percentage? You can increase your passing percentage. How about that? Right? You can do that through visualization. The crazy thing is, it goes beyond just, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like, oh, in your mind, you can kind of visualize. And so let me show you something even more profound. Guang Yue, I think I'm saying his name right. His last name is Y-U-E. He is an exercise psychologist with the Cleveland Clinic Foundation in Ohio. And he did a study on people who went to the gym and worked out. And he did this over a period of time. They worked out, right? Physically went to the gym. And then they had this other group that they just told to sit home and visualize yourself weightlifting. The group that went to the gym saw a 30% increase in muscle, physical muscle change. The group that sat at home and visualized themselves saw a 13.5% increase in muscle, physical muscle. Is that mind-blowing? Actually sitting at home, just envisioning yourself doing things, created real physical change to their bodies. So if you're sitting at home, like, we don't want to atrophy. We want to actually see physical improvement. We don't want to just stop the atrophy. We want to get better. We want this season, this next month, to feel like we had it, like it happened. We all went out and competed. And so that's my goal, is to help you guys to feel that. So we are going to do visualize that. We are going to focus on the game ready and using these visualization techniques to help you guys to increase your hitting percentages, your passing percentages, set more accurately. We're also going to use this to help you to build better muscle memory, to strengthen yourself, to strengthen your muscles around the things that you need to do as a volleyball player. And I'll give you an example of how I did this, and then we'll do a game ready, and then that'll be our last segment. Okay. I had the starting libero of the Austrian national team reached out to me, the men's team, and he heard about what I've been doing, and through the grapevine, and he said, I'm interested, but honestly, Josh, I'm not really like sold on this whole thing, that like, my belief and seeing things in my mind can help me play better. But my goal is to get better at defense. And that's how he kind of came into it. I'm like, all right. And so we started working together. And after a couple of weeks, he's like, I like working with you. Like, I feel like it's a good thing, but I'm still like, I still don't really believe this. I'm like, okay, Philip, I want you to journal every day. Keep using the techniques that we're talking about, and after you're done playing each day, I want you to write down how you felt, and document it. I remember it was a Saturday. 3 days later, that conversation happened on maybe it was a Wednesday, but anyway, it was Saturday. I get a text from him. maybe you're right. The text, I was like, oh man, I could probably pull it up here, but it'd take extra seconds. But he texted me and said that oh no, it was a voice message. That's right, because I listened to it recently. And oh my gosh, you guys, well, I don't know if you can hear it with his accent, but I should play it. Let's see if I can get to it fast enough. But he, because it's just so much better hearing it from the horse's mouth, right? So let's see if I can find it. Nope. All right, so I was super far up there at the beginning.
Hey Josh, I don't know about the triggers.
Okay. Come on, we gotta find it.
Hey Josh, so I sucked again in defense. Hey man. Yeah, sounds great. Hey man, sorry, we were partying a bit and
Oh man.
some stuff, but now I have time. Yeah, we won.
Okay, I'm gonna have to key that up for next time. Sorry guys, but I'm like, there's too many voice messages from him to find. So, but he messages me, voice messages me, and says, "Oh my gosh, Josh, I just had a positive mindset. I believed in everything that we talked about. I did the game ready. I believed in it, and I just started passing good, and then that feeling just started building inside of me, and then I started defending good, and I just had this positive attitude." And it's cool to hear him say it, but with his Austrian accent, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, is good, and I feel good, and then all of a sudden I take that with me to hitting, and I just pass better and digging all sorts of balls, and right, and it's just funny to hear. And he's like, man, this stuff really does work. And I'm like, yeah. So that's a case of someone who was even a disbeliever, who I turned a believer, who physically saw himself physically improve and become a better defender by using these strategies. So it's powerful, it's possible. Okay, awesome. So now I want to actually give you guys a game ready. Okay, so now that you guys understand some of these principles, you understand the science, let's do it together. Okay, and I want you guys to just get a sense of how this feels. So and then what I'll do is I'll close up, and then we'll outline the process. Okay, so the sentences that you guys wrote out earlier, I am powerful when, right? I want you guys to look at those sentences right now. And I want you to use these sentences as we do this game ready. So typically you do the game ready before you're going to go play. Okay? You do this right before you go play. And what we're going to be doing in this program, and here's the well, let me explain it, and then we'll do it, and then we'll tie it into the program. So think the first thing we want to do is we want to pick 1 to 3 intentions that we want to focus on. The first time you do a game ready, I like people to focus on just one intention. So maybe pick your favorite, your top intention. That was, the top thing you wrote down about that player that you admire, and then you wrote, I am powerful when. So maybe that was attitude. Maybe that was, being able to hit the pipe. Maybe that was, being able to turn on the ball. Maybe it's, just keeping that space as you pass, all those different things that you've thought about that you love about the way that top player plays or thinks or feels. That's what I want you to have as your focus for this game ready. So pick that one. Go ahead and go done. You picked your one, type it in there, or Just let me know if you guys have done that. Pick that one. And that's going to be our focus. So when we do this visualization, when I say, hey, think of your intention, that's what we're talking about. Okay? We're talking about this phrase that you just wrote down. Okay? And we're doing this with a large group, so it's a little different. But you'll notice that in the courses area of the portal that I gave you guys, you'll see these game readies broken out by hitter, libero, and setter, right? Whether that's a middle hitter or outside hitter or any kind of hitter, a libero, and then setter. Okay, so you guys can listen to those based on your position. So I want you to think about your one intention, okay? And I want you guys to just close your eyes. Take a Respa breath. We talked about the Respa breath is a deep in-breath through your nostrils for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your mouth for 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Expand your belly as you breathe in. Collapse your belly as you breathe out. Now, as you start to do this, I want you just to close your eyes. Close your eyes and focus on your breath, just calming yourself down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in confidence. Breathe in power. Breathe in the intention that you chose. Breathe out any negativity. Breathe out fear, anxiety, pressure, expectations. Let that all go. And as you continue to focus on your breath, that Respa breath, that deep breath in, deep breath out, ridding yourself of toxins and bringing in more oxygen to quicken your muscles, to quicken your mind, I want you just to start thinking of things that you're grateful for. Keep your eyes closed. And remember all the people who've supported you throughout your career, your coaches, your teammates, your family, your friends. Be grateful for the body that you have, that you get to play. Be grateful for the time that you have right now to work together with NEVBC to become a better player. The fact that nobody else in the country is involved in a program like you're about to be involved in, where you're going to physically learn how to improve in a time where no one else can. Be grateful for all these amazing things you have in your life. And when you're ready, in your mind, with your eyes closed still, I want you to look out and see a gate. You're the creator of this gate. It can be large, small, metal, wooden. Picture a gate. And once you have that gate in your mind, I want you to reach out and I want you to open it up and step in to the most beautiful place of nature that you've ever been. Or it could be a combination of places, like just create this place. I want you to look around, expand the horizon. And I want you to see the details. Do you see the trees? Do you see the mountains? Do you see the grass? Do you see the beach, the waves? You are the creator of this space. It can be anything you want, but see it vividly. See it as if it's right there out in front of you in your mind. Then I want you to feel your feet underneath you. And just feel like maybe you're on a beach, feel that sand beneath your toes. Or if you're among the trees, reach out and grab a leaf, feel it in your hands, grab some grass, whatever. Just connect with this place physically. And now I want you to hear the sounds. What are the sounds in this place of nature? The crashing waves, the rustling of the leaves in the wind. Hear these sounds. The birds chirping as they fly overhead. Feel these sounds. It's just euphoric. It just feels so amazing to be in this place. And finally, I want you to take in a Respa breath and pull in the smells, the the smells of the fresh ocean breeze, the fresh flowers, the fern trees. Take in these smells. Feel that power of this place, this comfort that this place brings you. So amazing to be here. Now I want you in your mind to just look out and see a second gate. That's going to be the doorway into wherever you usually go and play. I want you to see yourself step across that threshold and onto the court. See it in your mind. See yourself walk up to that court. Your body's feeling good. You're confident. Feel a little hop in your step. You're ready to go. Feel yourself warm up. Just feel that each pass, each touch of the ball, you just feel confident. You're feeling so amazing. Every touch of the ball, that energy just builds inside of you, and it grows and grows and grows. Feel that power. They don't want you to hear that whistle. It's time to get going. It's time for the match to start. See yourself step up and get into your position. Take that Respa breath, deep Respa breath, and think of your intention. What was your intention? You are going to embody that intention today. Feel it right now. You are that intention. Whatever that intention was, whether it was an attitude, whether it was a skill to hit a certain way, to pass a certain way, you are going to do it 100% perfectly. See the match start and see yourself just take that first ball and just make a play. You're a hitter, see yourself bounce that ball. You're a setter, just butter off the hands. You're a libero or you're passing, just see that beautiful dime pass. Feel it. Feel how that feels. With that, I want you to see the play go successfully. You guys win the point. I want you to take that Respa breath in between. Reset. You are a beast. You are the crocodile. You are Respa. Take that Respa breath. You are a killer. You're not worried about your fears. You're not worried about pressures. Make the play. See the next ball come your way. See yourself just execute with perfection. Boom. Make the play again. Your team just goes crazy for you. See yourself go after the ball again and make another play. See yourself change it up and do something different. See yourself just adapt. You hit around the blockers. You roll shot. You tip. You kip off hands. You go line. You go seam. Go cutty. Just see yourself making play after play after play, set after set after set, pass after pass, dig after dig. You are unstoppable today. Feel it. Keep envisioning yourself making those plays. See it happening right before your eyes, executing with perfection. You cannot be stopped. You are a beast. You are Respa. Think about your intentions. Execute those intentions over and over and over again. Play after play after play. Celebrate one last time with your teammates after an amazing play. And then I want you to step off that court and I want you to start walking back through the second gate that you came through. And I want you to step back through into your place of nature. Step back into your place of nature. Look out, span that horizon. See it again as if you're right there. Just feeling like you gave it all. You gave everything in that match. And it's time to rejuvenate. See yourself just take a deep Respa breath. Pull in the power of this place of nature. It wants to feed you. All the time you take to appreciate this place of nature feeds you. And I want you to find some source of fresh water. It could be a stream or a brook. It could be a well. Just go find this fresh water, and I want you to go take a drink and just feel it go down your throat and hit your belly. And just boom, as it hits your belly, just feel power radiate throughout your body, strengthening you. You feel stronger than when you even started the match. You feel so empowered. Your place of nature is here for you whenever you need it. All you have to do is tap into it with your Respa breath. It wants to empower you, to strengthen you with confidence, to be the crocodile, to execute with perfection. With that, now all you have to do is go out and live into your video. I want you to see your first gate in your mind, and I want you to walk back through it, open that up, and step out and open your eyes. You are game ready. How was that? I want someone to, throw a comment over there. How did that feel? How did that make you feel? Awesome, amazing, relaxing. Felt like you were actually there, calming, excited, cool. Yes, these are the things that happen. Okay, these are the feelings that you go through. Guys, just in closing on this, and then we'll go over the real quick, the program. I know we've gone a little over. I even tried to condense. It's just too good. I want to share so much with you guys. Our next sessions will be shorter. This is the kickoff one. I just want to share with you guys, like, this is not just a tool. Again, going back to the beginning, this is not just a tool for volleyball. Mind mastery equals life mastery. One of my favorite players that I worked with, Madison Rucker, here in Utah, and we were at state championships for high school, and she started off, she went in there and she just played amazing, and then she made one mistake and her coach just ripped into her, just tore a new one, and boom, she kind of fell out of her game ready, and she was just like, oh crap, and then she started making mistake after mistake, and he pulled her. I went and talked to her after the match. I was like, what happened? She just said, fear. Like, I thought I was just going to mess up every play. I was so worried about him, and I just thought he was so angry at me, and I just started to think poorly about myself. I said, hold on. What's the most important thing in your life? And she said, my family. I said, do you think if you hit the ball out that your mom's going to hate you, that she's going to be mad at you, that she's going to think less of you? What if you hit every ball out? Every single ball, you just, boom, hit it to the wall or hit it to the bottom of the net. You think you're going to go home and your mom's like, no, you can't even be my daughter anymore. You can't be my son, right? No. So then what are you worried about? Volleyball doesn't matter, guys. What matters is what goes on here, up here, and in here. That power to choose. That's what matters. Yes, we're applying this to volleyball, but it applies to life. I then moved. We were using a different animal, and I moved her to in rock. And I set her free from negativity, free from what her coaches say, negative things her coach, she perceives that her coaches say. All take the good from this situation, and she just started to all of a sudden feel like she could soar above it all against the #1 team in the state. She went out and balled out. No fear. It was amazing to watch. And as that happened, her mom taps me on the shoulder. And Madison's from a divorced home. Wonderful girl, but you know how it is. It can be hard. Fighting a lot of demons and a lot of different things that go on in your life, feeling unworthy, feeling all these things when you're going through these kind of things in your life. And her mom says, Josh, thank you, not for just what this has done for Madison on the court, but for what it's done for her off the court. So I want to leave that with you, that if you want to be successful in volleyball, you want to be successful in life, follow this program and understand this principle that mind mastery equals life mastery. Thank you.